$187.3 billion is the current market capitalization of Netflix, surpassing Disney's $186.6 billion. Netflix's market capitalization is believed to rise substantially during this current virus lockdown time. Netflix, a media streaming and video rental company founded by American entrepreneurs Reed Hastings and Mark Randolph, is located in Los Gatos, California. In 1997, it began its first business model as a movie rental service, but now Netflix has changed its focus to the streaming service, as DVD rental declined gradually since 2007. Netflix started to license numerous Hollywood and big broadcast networks' content. This business model raised the number of subscribers from 7 million in 2007 to 33 million by 2012, and it is currently sitting at 167 million subscribers worldwide. Let's start the video to figure out how Netflix works and makes money to compete with other big names in the streaming industry such as Disney+, Amazon Prime Video, and Apple TV. Over the years, Netflix has been producing thousands of hit original TV shows. But do you ever wonder how much money did they investigate in making those shows, and how much did they actually earn back? To answer the question, I want you to focus on these three important numbers: 1,000, 15 billion, and 167 million. Don't be confused because we're gonna clarify it right away. If you're a fan of Netflix, you know that you only need to spend $9 to $16 a month to get the best experience while enjoying whatever movies and show you like. However, there's the fact that the money cost to make one original show is a million times higher than the money you pay monthly. Let's take The Crown as an example. With lavish costumes and sets, the show's first season cost about $140 million to make. You're right, $140 million for just a season, which will be many times higher for a full show. And how many original shows are there? More than 1,000 is the first number I told you to care about. To produce 1,000 shows like The Crown, Netflix has estimatedly paid $15 billion in totals, and it will continue to increase. This money includes payment for content licensing, production costs, and fee for marketing plan. $15 billion was huge, but how can Netflix cover that money only with a monthly payment of $9 to $16 per user while offering free ads service? To answer the question, let's look at the two main ways Netflix earns money. Firstly, by DVD rental. This activity will create the revenue of $300 million per year, which sounds quite a lot, but it only accounts for 1.5% of the total revenue. For this reason, the second way appears to be the main source of earning, and it is streaming through 167 million monthly subscribers. It's the number of current Netflix users, while the US, its domestic country, accounts for more than 46% of the revenue, at 60 million people. This all brings back for Netflix $19.8 billion per year. So many numbers have been brought out. Now you may be wondering, is Netflix profitable? The answer is yes. In fact, in 2019, before excluding taxes and other expenses, Netflix has a revenue of $20.16 billion and net income of $1.87 billion. So to explain that, let's dig deeper into Netflix's cash flow. Netflix free cash flow performance is made up of revenue from incoming cash from paid memberships and payment from streaming content to generate current and future revenue from new TV series and films. Cash flow as measured by free cash flow went from negative $921 million in 2015 to negative $3.3 billion in 2019, at a compound annual growth rate of over 35%. On average, the free cash flow deficit grew by more than 35% per year. In 2019, Netflix cash flow statements are about $14.6 billion in content spending, as it continues to increase investments in original movies and series, as well as certain licensed content. And you already know from the previous part that Netflix pays tons of money on these contents. And with the main income from the core business of selling subscriptions, with no income from advertisement, Netflix has actually turned negative in cash flow. And this situation is called cash burn.
Oh, I am. I'm only burning my half. All you care about is money. This town deserves a better class of criminal. And I'm gonna give it to them.
Now, in order to keep the company financed, Netflix has been borrowing money, and it has built up to a massive amount of debt at $14.8 billion. So Netflix is actually profitable, but it does not generate free cash flow from the money earned. So what do they do now? For 2020, the company expects free cash flow of negative $2.5 billion. To achieve that, they have to balance between the main free cash flow drivers. On the one hand is cash inflow from customers' payment. On the other hand is cash outflows, which are payments for new streaming content and payments for operating expenses and interest. So now the plan for Netflix is to continually improve free cash flow each year and to move slowly toward free cash flow positive. The advantage is that Netflix's marginal cost is low, which means it costs almost nothing for the company to pay for a new customer when they sign up for subscription. Therefore, the solution is to gain a massive group of subscribers until the company reaches a point where it becomes cash flow positive. In the next part, we'll look at how Netflix stocks has changed over 18 years. Netflix Incorporation has been traded on the stock market under the symbol NFLX now for over 18 years since 2002, and price per share gets surging up by more than 2.713% since it first started trading. Now let's take a deep look at how NFLX has performed on the stock market over years. As I mentioned above, in 2002, Netflix launched IPO with $15 per share. However, then in late 2003 and early 2004, the situation reversed for the company and the early investors. Netflix closed at $71.96 per share on February 1st. Then the company decided to issue a 2-for-1 stock split. This split would double the number of shares Netflix owned. As a result, the stock price was affected, that NFLX closes at $37.3 per share at the end of that day. The next big run-up for Netflix came in 2010 and 2011. Although there were some ups and downs between the late 2011 and 2012, in 2013, the stock started recovering and kept following increasing trend until 2015. Netflix reported its quarterly earnings and shares made a new all-time high at $686.91 per share. So the company announced a 7-for-1 stock split, making the price reduced to $98.13 per share. Then from 2015 to today in 2020, let's look at the diagram. Netflix's EPS has increased over the last 5 years. It means the company has become more and more profitable over time. That fact makes Netflix become more and more attractive to the investors, resulting in the stock price rise. Specifically on April 18, 2020, NFLX was traded around $422 per share, tending to continuously increase. Almost 18 years after Netflix Incorporation made its stock market debut in 2002, Netflix is now a part of the elite FANG stock. It's obvious that the investors have been highly expecting about Netflix's potential, continuous growth, and domination in digital entertainment space at present and in the future. Stock analysts still expect NFLX to continue to go higher in 2020 and even in long term. Wallet investor forecasts that in 2025, Netflix can reach $637,974 per share. So if you're looking for stocks with good return, Netflix Incorporation can be a profitable option. Finally, let's take a deeper insight into the future of Netflix. One of the biggest challenges Netflix might face in 2020 is growing competition. Warner Media will debut its subscription service HBO Max, and NBC Universal will unveil its Peacock platform in 2020, following the 2019 launches of Disney Plus and Apple TV Plus. Unlike Netflix, its rivals have the power of bundling. The streaming services of companies like Apple, Disney, and Amazon are not standalone. Another advantage of other streaming services have over Netflix is the depth of their pockets. In a world where billions of dollars are spent on new content each year, the battle for views may come down to who can throw the most money at producers and TV stars. Another major concern for Netflix lays in its content fragmentation. It's no secret that Netflix has made its mark with original content. Many of Netflix originals are not owned or created by Netflix. Netflix original just means that those series are currently licensed to be exclusive to Netflix's streaming platform at the moment. To be positive, it's clear that Netflix does have some advantages over its rivals. One major advantage Netflix has over its competitors, at least in the short term, is data repository that provides understanding of the behaviors and preferences of a massive number of subscribers. That understanding can tailor content and offers to its subscribers and to potential subscribers with similar profiles. There's clearly a lot going on for the future of Netflix, at least in the first quarter of 2020, with the global spread of coronavirus and lockdown in various cities around the world. Streaming is one of the industries that can take advantage of this situation, and Netflix, the king, could be the best choice for investors. Netflix has been a bright spot in the media sector in recent weeks, as social distancing practices threaten other media operations. There will be various possibilities for Netflix in the future, but in general, we believe that Netflix can grow stronger, create more excellent original content, and survive in this increasingly competitive market.